Giving a few moments for folks to join us before we get started. Hi everyone. Hi Neff, how are you? Good to see you. Hey Jake, welcome. Good to see you. Been seeing you a lot lately. I like it. Hey Mo, how's it going, you guys? Another day, another nightly check-in. Good evening. How's everyone doing today? How's everyone's day going? I want to hear all about it. I want to know what you did for yourself, to take care of yourself, to feed your soul, replenish your energy. I want to hear all about it. My day's been pretty okay so far. The last few days I've been sort of just coasting. Someone the other day, was it yesterday? Was it today? I'm not sure. Asked me how I'm feeling. It was like a leadership seminar workshop through Zoom, and they were checking in with the folks on the seminar, and they were like, "How are you feeling? You know, introduce yourself, where you're from, and tell people where you're at." And I said, I'm not really feeling. I don't feel good. I don't feel bad. I'm not angry or mad. I'm just kind of coasting. Thanks, Steph. My eyebrows, microblading. So they're real, but modified, embellished. I don't know. I'm just not feeling, and it's not a bad thing. I just sort of am. A friend of mine was messaging me today saying, I don't know why I feel what I feel. Some days I'm good, some days I'm bad. I don't know what to do with it. I said, you don't have to do anything. You can just feel. You can be exactly where you are, just as you are. And, if you're not feeling great, that's okay. If you're feeling wonderful, that's okay. Hey, Nikki, how are you? Happy Thursday. We're just talking about being exactly where we are. Not good, not bad, just who we are. We don't have to figure it out every time. I know, I don't know if any of you guys can relate, but sometimes I have a tendency to overthink things and try to analyze and figure out and understand. And lately it's just been okay to be me right where I am. I don't have to try to understand or analyze why I'm feeling a certain way, why some days are better than others, why I may be sad or I may be happy or whatever it is. I can just be. Hey Mike, welcome. Hey Adam, good to see you guys. Neff, I see. I can absolutely relate. Trying to hold space for those feelings is so important. And it's so simple, too. Think about all the energy that gets burnt trying to figure things out. And sometimes there's just no explanation. We just feel what we feel. If we're not feeling great, it doesn't mean that we're wrong or doing something we shouldn't be. We just are feeling what we're feeling. I see Mo said, feeling defeated today, attempted a physical challenge and got let down, trying to take it as a learning experience. But I think the way I let it get to me reflects my mental state. I will be okay though. Yeah, for sure. It's so much about perception and so much about attitude. Attitude and mindset, right? We can see these defeats as failure, or we can see them as opportunities to better ourselves and to grow. I was listening to something the other day. I don't remember because I keep looking up random stuff. I don't remember what I read or what book I read it from because I have 15 books I've started and none I've finished. But talking about, looking forward to these moments of defeat because from those moments comes great growth. Adam wrote, "You are perfect just the way you are. We all are. As long as we're trying to do the next right thing." Yeah, and I say this all the time, from our darkest places comes the brightest light, right? We don't know joy until we've experienced pain. So I think it's a lot about how we frame these experiences. I'm sorry that you let yourself down, Mo, with this physical challenge. Because I think that it's a great place, like you said, it's a great place to get stronger, to get better, to get whatever it may be, to be in a different mindset. I forget the saying or the little cliche thing that says, if you believe you can't, you can't. But if you believe you can, then you will. And that's really so true. I talk about visualization a lot, visualizing what you want in your life, and allowing yourself to feel it in every ounce of you and every bone in your body, to feel that experience, to smell it, to taste it, to see it, and bring that into your awareness. And that has a lot to do with mindset, and it has a lot to do with that exchange of energy, that flow that we talk about. How our energy impacts our lives and how it impacts the lives of others, of those around us. And I was thinking today, hey Jared, how are you doing? I see Lindsay, Kirsten joined. Hey you guys, good to see you, Jared. Hope all is well in Watertown. I miss you for sure. I was thinking about just this idea. Actually, I like that you use the word defeat, Mo, because it's something that brought me to, I don't know if you guys have ever heard The Man in the Arena. It's a speech, let me see, I'm pulling it up on the computer, by Franklin Roosevelt. And we actually have it framed right when you walk into the Recovery Outreach Center. It's right above the desk. But it's The Man in the Arena. It's probably one of his best known speeches. And I wanted to read that to you real quick, guys. Henry Ford, right? Jared Wells, if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're right. There it is. Said way better than I did. Okay, so it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be without those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. I absolutely love that. Hey Todd, good to see you. Welcome. I absolutely love that speech. Like I said, it's framed above the Recovery Outreach, the front desk at the Recovery Outreach Center. And it just talks about, it's not these... It's about your everyday people. It's about those in the, trudging through it, going through it. Those that are putting in the effort, those that are trying to better themselves each and every day. It's not about the critic. It's not about the one that puts other people down to make themselves feel better, right? Not the one that has more. It's not about any of that. It's about heart. It's about our passions. It's about that energy, what we bring to ourselves and to our lives. And it's so much about... It's so much about what we do, our deeds, what defines us, right? Our why. I was talking about that again today. What is your why? And if you have a why, you can accomplish almost anyhow. I probably sound like it's redundant. I keep saying this over and over again, but I've been thinking about that lately. What is my why? Purely and truly. What is why do I do what I do? Why do we all do what we do? And in this existential meaning of life moment. But it just really, that speech really spoke to me today. The man who's actually in the arena, in the trenches, going through it, like so many of us, on a daily basis, right? The credit goes to the worker bees, so to speak. It doesn't, the outward credit might go to the higher ups, but really it's your everyday people. We are the true heroes, right? I see Jake said, today's been a great day. I woke up feeling blah, but I've been thinking about questions I have. It's allowed me to really do some soul searching. Why do I feel the way I do, and what can I do to challenge that? Challenge any negative thoughts with positive ones. My thoughts really dictate how I feel, so working on self-talk. Self-talk, that's a huge thing. I mention that a lot, to really pay attention to the ways in which you talk to yourself, how you refer to yourself, what do you say to yourself. My thoughts really dictate how I feel, so working on I just read that, sorry. And really just refocus my attention. It's easy to get distracted, so things like this Facebook Live are things that help keep me in check. And that's awesome. I'm really glad that you're getting something out of our feeds. That's really exciting for us to hear. I love to hear your feedback. I see Jenna joined us. Hi, John. Thanks so much, Jared. I really appreciate that. And Danny's here. Hey. Yeah, I think it always comes back to how we view ourselves and how we view the world, right? If we view ourselves as less than, if we view ourselves as not enough, then our place in the world is going to be marred by those thoughts. We're going to see the world in a different light. We're going to see the world as it's not enough, as we don't belong, or we don't fit in, or we're not good enough, or one of the thousands of things that run through your mind on a daily basis. Brian Quinn does a pretty cool talk. He did it, I'm going to say a month and a half ago on Facebook Live, and it's the power of positive thinking. And something like 85% of the thoughts we have are negative about ourselves and about others. And he talks about the effect it has on the actual body, the physical body. And when we say something mean about ourselves, even if we don't mean it as a joke, there's actual physiological changes in our body that make us physically weaker. So Mo, that's something to think about. If you, as you're doing the challenge, if you had a negative thought that you weren't going to do it, or you messed up, or what the heck, or whatever it is, it actually physically weakens your body. So those are really important things to think about. How many times a day do you, say something like, I effed that up. Oh crap, I should have said something differently. Or why did I do that? All those little statements, right, they seem insignificant. All those little statements add up over time. And they have a huge effect on our overall health, our mental health, our well-being, our spiritual being. Hey, Antonio, good to see you. Hey, I miss you so much. I'm so glad you joined us. Hi, Michelle, welcome. Good to see you guys. I get so excited to see your faces pop up. And Neff, yeah, it's super interesting. I think because if it was Facebook Live, Brian, his talk should still be in our video section. It's really, really interesting. He does a great job. He's done it in person for us too at Recovery. And it's just incredible how much, all the power is in our minds, and how much control what we think has over our physical body and our spiritual being. So it's really important to just remember that you're all warriors. We're all going through it. We're all going through it together. But you are so much stronger than you know. And whatever's getting you up each and every day, even if your day is blah, or even if you're not where you want to be, right? A friend of mine was mentioning something about like he's in recovery and his life is so rich and so full, but maybe his personal life isn't where he had envisioned it being. He's 35 at 35 years old, and like maybe that's the case for you. Maybe the job isn't the one that you envisioned yourself having, or the relationship, your personal life, your financial health, whatever it may be. Maybe it's not the way you envisioned it, but it's exactly the way it has to be right now for you to continue to grow, right? It just is. There's a level, it just is. Just having acceptance is so important. And when I think about acceptance, I'm not saying just lay down and accept it and that's it. There's nothing you could do about it. The level of acceptance for me really comes to not beating myself up about it. Accepting that this is where I am right now in this moment in time, and knowing that I have the opportunity to continue to grow and continue to better myself. And again, visualization, using these tools to bring these kinds of opportunities or bring these moments, these experiences into my life. If I'm not where I want to be, I accept it. But what are the steps that I'm going to take to get to that place? Right? And I always say it's not the place, it's not the end goal. It's the process, it's the development and the growth on the way there that makes a world of difference. Because if we put in the work, when we get there, wherever it is we're supposed to get to, and it's a letdown, we have all that work, right? We have all that work behind us that has made us stronger and braver and better and just great, like powerful experiences, right? So if we get there and it's not where we want to be, we just keep working. We keep going further in our lives and ourselves, in connection with others, right? So yeah, I just wish there was a way to snap my fingers and everybody had this acceptance. I don't know, I might have cut out. I had a connection thing happening here. Antonio. Something that helps me with my mental health is trying to lead by example. Try to keep my thoughts positive and stay away from the negativity. Yeah, and Antonio, I know that to be so true for you. Just from when I see you, you're always so positive. That really speaks to how you carry yourself. You're very optimistic, and when it comes to that negativity and negative energy, you kind of just stay away from it. And I've noticed that, and I really admire that about you. I think, oh my gosh, it's so easy to get sucked in, and it's like a leech. It just drains your energy. Negative people sometimes, right? Not to be judgmental, but there's some people that may not be in the healthiest of place and maybe doing things that are going to impact you in not such a positive way, So being able to stay away from negativity, to stay away from those people that deplete you of your energy source, deplete you of your well-being, your spirituality, your, place of acceptance, right? And it's not about, I'm not always super positive and super optimistic and do all these things perfectly. Not at all. It's just about striving. It's about trying to, Antonio, you said, lead by example. Just try to be the best possible version of me. And if today's not a great day, well, I just try harder tomorrow. It's really just self-love, self-acceptance, self-appreciation. When you think about gratitude lists, this was something I did in a workshop. Negativity breeds negativity, absolutely. So I was in a workshop and they said, gratitude, right? I talk about living in gratitude and gratitude lists. Well, how about this? If you go home and try to write, they had us write, or they wanted us to get to 50 things that you're grateful for or that you like about yourself. So this is a list of 50 things about you that you like about, yourself. You said that all sorts of backwards. Hey, Nellie, good to see you. I was wondering where you were. I'm glad you joined. Um, that was a really hard exercise. I went home and I was just looking at this list, trying to come up with 50 things I like about myself. And at the time, I didn't have that many. Over time I've acquired more things, but it's also sort of ingrained in our society to not to think about, like, when we like ourselves, it's conceited or cocky or arrogant. And there's a fine line where it's not. It's okay to say, I like X about me. I like my personality, or I like this, or I like that. It's not boasting or bragging. It's acknowledging your inner strength, your inner beauty, yourself. So I would offer up, or I would challenge you to make a list, a gratitude list to yourself about yourself. And I don't know if you could get 50. I mean, I'm sure you can, or you do have 50. You might not see all 50. Shoot for 20 or 25. And if you can, keep going and just keep writing them down. I know one of the ones on my list was being a dog mom. I really like that about myself, that I love animals. I love being with my dogs. Another one was I like my hair. I have long hair. I have a slight attachment to my hair, so it could be something as insignificant, and it is significant. I shouldn't even say that. It's significant, something like liking your hair, your eyes, or whatever it is, to like your heart and your perseverance and your strength. So 20 to 25 things that you like about yourself. Put them on paper, look them over, share them with a friend. And these things may not be super comfortable for you, and that's okay, because sometimes, or a lot of times, these areas of growth are uncomfortable, and they come from places of discomfort. Adam, I have done an A to Z gratitude list, one for each letter. I've tried that too. That's a good idea. A to Z gratitude list. Just all these ways to acknowledge our own self-worth, our own beauty, our own, source of strength. So I encourage you to do that. There's also a song that comes to mind that, I don't know, it may be totally unrelated, it may be related. I'm going to post the link to it in the comments, by Pia. Blessed We Are. And it's just super cool. It's like 11 minutes. It's a little long. But I really love this song because it talks, it's just so uplifting. It talks about, our sound and the world, and just our connection to life. So I'll just share that link with you. I don't know. Someone reminded me about that song yesterday, and I was listening to it when I fell asleep. So I woke up with it heavy on my mind. So when we come back tomorrow, I want to see some of the things you put down about what you admire, like, or are grateful for in yourself. So it'll be a cool exercise to do. I hope you guys, sorry about that. I hope you guys are living in gratitude. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope for those of you that are local, I hope you enjoyed the beautiful snow that we had this morning. It was really peaceful out there when it was falling. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Make those lists, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.